All right guys, so couldn't really stay away from Santee Cooper. I wanted to come back out. So I'm gonna crank this fish in. Oh, he's definitely on there. He's fighting good. That's a 24-inch fish. It's going home for dinner. Oh, there's a fish. Looks like a largemouth. And look at that. It is a largemouth. A nice one too. Another good one. He's in the middle of a bunch of bait. And the upgrade jig gets it done again. This is a really nice fish. Probably pretty close to being slot. Okay, get him up here in the boat. I'm also gonna do a little bit of trolling. You know, last time we trolled for a little bit, I didn't have the right kind of lures. I wasn't really in the strike zone. I was way too deep. The fish were up pretty shallow. So today I'm going to be trying this new lure out. A couple buddies suggested me get, and this is called the American Smelt by Thunder Mist. So I'm excited to try that out. What I'm really going to do is I'm basically going to put that Thunder Mist lure on the American Smelt, which is their deep diving jerkbait, and I'm going to get out here in about 15 to 20 foot of water, and I'm going to let line out on my line counter, and I'm going to find out how many feet it takes to hit bottom in 15 feet, and I'm going to write it down. I'm going to figure out how much line it takes me to hit bottom in 18, 20, 25 feet, and I'm going to write it down. And then that way I know when I'm out here in the middle of 50 foot of water how much line I need to let out with this particular deep diving jerkbait to be in the different depth ranges. So that's just kind of a quick tip. You know, every rod, every reel, every line diameter is going to run slightly different. So if you have the same line capacity and the same diameter of line on multiple different rods and reels, you should be able to know within a couple feet, 2 to 5 feet, that you're running accurately. All right, so here is the difference. I've got a Salmo on here, and then this is the American Smelt. I'm gonna take the Salmo off. Like I said, these things were running way too deep the last time I was out here. I'll just set that off to the side, and I am going to clamp on the Thunder Mist American Smelt. I personally don't think that color really matters if you're running the right depth and the right speed. But essentially what I have is a line counter here. See if you can see this. I'll set the line counter back to 0, and I use my thumb, and I'm in 19 feet of water right now. So I'm going to let out a little bit of line. I'm gonna start with like 30 feet of line and see where that gets me. So once I'm at 30, I hit the clicker, make sure my drag's adjusted properly so that it comes out somewhat easy. And then I get the boat up to speed. Basically, I'm just watching my rod tip here, and I'm in 20 foot of water right now, and I've got a little over 30 feet of line out. So I'm just gonna troll. I'm gonna angle in towards the bank, and I'm basically just gonna slowly go into the shallows until I hit bottom. So I want to know how much 35 feet of line is going to be. Right now I'm at 35 feet, and I'm still in 20 foot of water. So I'm going to continue to cruise in. I don't know if you can see this, but my rod tip has an amazing pulsing action from the jerkbait wiggling back and forth. That's a key indicator, is having a good rod. This is a Berkley big game rod. These are ancient. This is a 6.6 medium heavy casting. I don't even think they make these things anymore, but it essentially feels like a fiberglass rod. Okay, so now I'm up into 18 feet of water. I still haven't touched bottom. I'll continue to slide in until my lure hits the bottom. It's relatively flat here, so I know once it hits the bottom that that my line is pretty accurate. So I'm up to 16 feet. The way that you know it hits the bottom, your rod tip will no longer pulse in a systematic fashion. It'll kind of drag and then pulse, drag and then pulse. So once that happens, I'll know exactly what depth this bait is running. I'm up into 15 foot of water. So I've slid up and I'm almost in 10 feet of water, and I still haven't hit bottom. So I've got 35 feet out. I'm running in 10 feet of water and I haven't hit bottom. So I'm gonna let some line out. I'm gonna go to 40 feet, another 5 feet of line out. See if I don't hit bottom. And this kind of sets the baseline. So I just hit the bottom. Now I'm coming up. It's getting shallow really fast, so I want to turn out. I'm definitely hitting the bottom right now. I'm in 7 feet of water. I've got 55 feet of line out. So what I'll do is I'll make a note of that. I will make a note that 55 feet gets me 10 to 12 feet deep. All right, guys, so I'm out here in front of the dam. It's 52 feet deep. And as you can see, most of the bait and most of the fish are down here 20 to 30 feet. So all the work that I just did trying to figure out my line lengths is perfect. So now I know exactly how much line I need to let out with the Salmo to get down there and hit those fish. So I'm gonna let a couple lines out and I'm gonna start trolling. Oh, there he is. Fish on. All right, we got one fish on, so I'm just gonna keep the speed up a little bit here and reel the other rod in so I don't have a mess. That fish is still on there. He might have got off by now, actually. No, he's still on there. He's way back there fighting. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna crank this fish in. Oh, he's definitely on there. He's fighting good. I had about 160 feet of line out with this Salmo. Now I'm just gonna cut the motor off and just reel this fish in. That's how it's done, fellas. You figure out your line lengths, you figure out where the fish are, and then you troll for them. This isn't a very big fish, but it's still a lot of fun. Oh, he's starting to fight now. He hit like crazy. Oh, he's actually a pretty good striper. We're gonna put him in the net. Oh, come on. On windy days, that's what you gotta deal with without a fishing buddy. Fish getting in the net, and there we go. That's how you do it. All right, guys, there it is. Nice striped bass on the Salmo. So trolling that at 160 feet back. Let's get a measure on him real quick. Ripped his eye out. That's a 24-inch fish. It's going home for dinner. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, we got a good one right there. 37 feet of water. He slammed it. Just gonna reel him in, take my time and reel him in. All right, I got a good fish. I'm pretty sure this is actually a largemouth bass. He smoked it back there in 30 foot of water. It looks like a largemouth. And look at that, it is a largemouth, a nice one too. So you can catch everything trolling. That was in 37 feet of water back there, and he hit the Salmo Freediver 12. It's a good bass. I don't even know how big he is. Let's look real quick. He is right at 17 inches. Sweet, nice fish. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. We got our limit today. Another 24-inch striper, some trolling, some vertical jigging. I just can't tell you how much fun this was. Everything you know, came on the Salmo crankbait that I've got. I caught some on the ebb and flow jig head. This was actually the most productive way of fishing today, was just getting over the top of the balls of bait and finding the fish and dropping a 1/2 ouncer down. This last fish absolutely smoked it. I'm gonna take 3 home for dinner tonight, and I wish y'all a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys consider coming onto my website and checking things out. We'll link the description. It's ebbandflowoutdoors.com. It's a Shopify site. We hope that you guys come out and support us. We're a small business, but we're hoping to make a splash in the jig head market game. So until next time, tight lines, guys.